Hello everyone, and I'm Sophie. I will continue sharing from a book by my guru, His Eminence, the 25th Sam Tuku Rinpoche. And the book title is Compassion Conquers All. This is it. Teaching on the 8 verses of mind transformation. So I will be doing the introduction today, currently, because I've completed the foreword by His Eminence Khenso Rinpoche, who's the Abbot Emeritus of Ganden Shatse Monastery. And also I have previously done a Happy Suffering, which is a prayer written for travelers in this world by His Eminence Sam Rinpoche. So now I'll be going into the introduction. Even a single prayer. Dharma. Dharma teaches us the ultimate method, the ultimate way of release from samsara. When you receive the Dharma teachings, when you receive the method and you practice it, you will be able to free yourself from suffering. Like a small seed planted in the ground can grow into a very large and very wonderful tree, providing fruit for many, many beings for a long time. Even a single prayer invoking the blessings of the three jewels can bring tremendous results. May all the great teachers and masters of all the religious traditions in the world, Islam, Christianity, Hinduism, Judaism, Buddhism, all the great masters and their disciples have long life, excellent health and happiness. May their houses of prayer and their good teachings grow and be able to benefit others. We also indicate that His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama of Tibet and all the great masters of the 4 lineages and their students have long life, health, and excellence. May their precious enlightened prayers come to fruition. This is the prayer from His Eminence Sam Rinpoche. The teaching. The teaching that I have the honor to give all of you, and I rejoice that you are able to receive, is called the 8 verses of mind transformation. The 8 verses of thought transformation. The 8 verses of mind change. Whatever you like to call it, because it is no standard English translation. But it is 8 verses or 8 methods that we should follow as guidelines in our life to transform our mind, to become a person that is highly good for society and for the world. Before we actually learn about the 8 verses of mind transformation, I would like to talk a little bit about motivation, independence on the 8 worldly concerns. That is very, very important. The 8 worldly concerns and how they would affect my motivation, how the motivation will affect the action and its result. Receptivity. It is the tradition of all Dharma talks, before the Dharma talk starts, that the teacher and the ones being taught should have a superior motivation. The one that is teaching should have received the transmission of the teachings and the lineage, should have studied thoroughly what has been taught and practiced it. I do not fit that qualification, but I will act like I do, so you play along with the act. We should have the transmission and we should be practicing it. And the motivation for teaching is to give you knowledge and the methods to become fully enlightened beings. That is from the side of the teacher. From the side of the student, one should be free from the 3 faults as explained in the Lamrim, symbolized by the 3 cups. The first cup having holes, the second cup having dirt and defilement inside, the third cup being turned upside down. Dharma is very holy. It is very, very important. It is not entertainment. It is not something to be done when we are happy. It is not something done when we have time. It is not to be done only when we are in good mood. Dharma is something to be practiced 24 hours a day, constantly, vigilantly. Then you will get the results. So we should be free of the first fault, which is a cup having holes, which is not retaining, contemplating, thinking about, practicing the Dharma throughout a period of time. If we practice the Dharma through a period of time, there will be results, absolutely. There will be results. And there is living proof of many people who have results. We should be free of the second fault, which is the cup that is contaminated. So that means that receiving the Dharma should be received with a completely positive and good motivation. And the motivation is, on the lower scope, to be free from the three lower realms, on the medium scope, to be free from the lower realms and to have compassion for others. And on the higher scope, you wish to receive Dharma solely for the sake of our others, that you may become a fully enlightened Buddha to benefit others. Although all the three scopes make you qualified to receive the Dharma, we will naturally develop the higher scope that will be the most beneficial. Any other motivation, I will attend a Dharma class to receive methods to gain wealth, merits, so I can change my luck and become rich, meet a girlfriend, would be like a cup with defilement. When you pour something good into it, it is still unusable. The third cup is the cup that is upside down. To sit in a Dharma talk without an open mind, with your ears closed, falling asleep, bored, or not wanting to accept, and just sitting there like it's a social event. And then whatever said is said, whatever not said is not said, is like a cup upside down. Whatever you pour into the cup, naturally it cannot retain it. So we should be free of the three faults as symbolized by the three cups. This is very important. Authenticity. We cannot listen to make-up Dharma talks. It will be of no benefit. So the authenticity of the teaching must be revealed, and then the person giving it to you must have the lineage himself or herself. Without that, you will not receive any transmission or blessings. The original teachings on the 8 verses of thought transformation originated from Buddha Shakyamuni himself. Buddha Shakyamuni initially developed bodhicitta and acquired the merits of both profound insights and great deeds for the 3 countless aeons, finally achieving great awakening. Lineage blessings. After Buddha Shakyamuni became enlightened, he gave the teachings on compassion to his disciples, which were then passed down to the great Indian Buddhist Panditas, Arya Asanga and Nagarjuna, and from them to highly enlightened beings such as the great Shantideva. Shantideva was the one that actually emphasized, reiterated, and expanded on the talks of compassion by the Buddha. And he put it into words that were easier for us to understand. The teachings on thought transformation arose from this text called Bodhicharyavatara, which is development of bodhicitta, great compassion. Shantideva was the one that made the practice of bodhicitta very, very famous. After that, it came to the great Lama Sir Lingpa, who was the root guru of Atisha. Atisha came from India and later went to Tibet and spread the Dharma all over Tibet to countless disciples. The mind training teachings he passed down only to his main disciples, a layman who was one of the previous incarnations of His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama, the great Je Dromtonpa. Dromtonpa in turn practiced and achieved these teachings and passed it down chiefly to the monks Geshe Potawa, Geshe Sharava, and Geshe Langrek Tangpa. Geshe Langrek Tangpa. So, Geshe Langrit Tangpa received the teachings from Drom Tompa directly. He thought it was very profound and felt it would be a tremendous loss if they were not preserved. These teachings were profound yet simple, and until then not practiced publicly, but only passed down to a few very qualified disciples. Before the great Geshe Langrit Tangpa passed away, he wrote it down for the first time. Before Geshe Langrit Tangpa, it was always given orally, never written down. There was no text. So Geshe Langrit Tangpa, out of great compassion, decided that the teaching must not be lost and wrote it down. Years later, after he had passed away, one great master called Geshe Chekawa found a piece of scripture, one verse of teaching that said, "May I accept unjust loss and offer victory to others." Geshe Chekawa was very intrigued and moved and touched by this statement, because this statement represents the essence and the complete embodiment of all Buddha's teachings. This sentence contains all of Buddha's intent and all of Buddha's teachings in one line. May I accept unjust loss and offer the victory to others. Determined to meet the author of the text, Geshe Chekawa went all over looking for him. When he came to one of the students of Geshe Langrit Tangpa, he found out that the master had passed away. In a small town near Lhasa, he met another master called Geshe Sharawa, who was practicing the mind training teachings. He received more and more teachings from him, and Geshe Chekawa started to teach it openly to others, openly in public teachings, like now. From Geshe Chekawa down a long line of teachers, these teachings were passed on until they reached the great king of Dharma, Je Tsongkhapa. From Lama Tsongkhapa to his disciples such as Kedrup Rinpoche and Gyaltsab Rinpoche, this was passed down along lines of lamas to His Holiness Pabongka Rinpoche, to His Holiness Trijang Rinpoche and Ling Rinpoche, and down to His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama. I received these teachings, the transmission, blessing, and commentary in Washington, New Jersey in 1979. I was 13 years old at that time, but I remember it very clearly. His Holiness was sitting on the throne in the mountains. There was a white butterfly circling him throughout the whole time, and there were rainbows in the sky for a week. I saw it myself, hovering over His Holiness giving his talk. And that was the first time I had the honor and great fortune to see his golden face. And this was the first teaching I ever received from His Holiness. I was very moved, and I was in tears for many hours while His Holiness was teaching this. I was in tears because I knew what it contained was true, the truth. It moved me, it touched me, and I wanted to practice it. I don't know if I am actually practicing it well or not, but I made a strong determination and prayers in front of His Holiness at that time that I will be able to practice this. So today I pass the teaching down to all of you. Although I am not qualified, His Holiness is qualified. So I invoke His blessings and I invoke His grace, that all of you may be able to learn, understand, and practice these holy teachings. With this, I will end my short sharing session today. Well, for now, and I'll continue on in the next session. Thank you very much for your time, and I'll end this with a completion dedication in Tibetan. Chẳng dập sinh cho rin bồ shi mà cái bản nam cái shi cái bản nam pa mê pa yang con đi con tu pe wa chu to ni to wa rin bồ shi mà cái bản nam cái shi cái bản nam pa mê pa yang con đi con tu pe wa chu đã sở chỉ đi sa pa cái wa đi đã đang trò wa guna ka pa da chế bản chế sự lo san tra pa i tam ping po rin tu sa se cho cái wa kun tu yan da la ma da cho mi cho cái pa la lo cho chế sa đam nang hi ya te ra sa ni do ji sang hi ngọc pa nga tu su cái wa đi nhiều tu da la ma sang cái tu yu ni do wa chi ka ma lu pa de sa la go pa chu cho cái da bu sung ka pa cho su nam pa pe wa la cái sa ma si wa dang chung ki ma lu sa wa shu đã đọc xong嘢都順但將我送嘢啦啲你嘅話落山抓巴伊當巴有人話嘅是你莫得來先得咧你明個人得來是你先得做得來跑跟住送嘢經濟咯跟住送嘢我都說跟住送嘢查是說即係那麼佢是入定正那個追你做做嘅辦得那甚至變咗你十送嘢做嘅乜實得到你嘅是咁會繞會過去咁嘅變得點我馬上叫你確認識完成成嘅所以特別是你巴魯的嘅是Hùng Đông Bình Ngô Trùm Mã Lục Bà đến đến đó là sau từ số cô đàn đến bà lục cho nam cái bà số shik sụp tên sao. Thank you for sharing your time with me and I will begin another session in a short while.